How's everybody?
Good.
Peter, what do you think these days off have done for your team and the guys, and just kind of break the schedule you've had here?
Added to the anxiety of wondering what's going on. No, we appreciate every opportunity we have to have more practice time to address whatever it is, and we talk about that morning in the meetings to talk about what we think needs to work on, to be able to work on something to reinforce the situations we run across all the time. So we appreciate the fact when we can have more practice time, these are valuable days.
What do you know about Sil, and how do you plan to use him?
He's definitely a character kid. He plays hard, finishes a check, has an edge to him. I know that Pittsburgh liked him a lot as a person, as a player in the locker room. He's a good teammate. Trevor Smith has played with him before. All good things. Mike Johnson said all good things. I think he's going to be a good character guy. He's usually used on a fourth line and knows his role and can kill penalties at times as well. So I think he's a good quality person to put in the room.
Does he play tonight?
Yes.
You like the edge that he brings, and I just think back to Saturday's game against Winnipeg where he might have looked right at home at times that night.
Yeah, he plays hard. I mean, he is an aggressive player. He finishes his checks, and in those games, I think that he excels, and he likes to play in those intense games.
Peter, I know you said after Cody and Mike were traded that the mood was a bit down. What did you sense around the guys today?
I think it's always hard, and I think leading up to this, and we addressed that a lot. That these are hard times. I mean, you know somebody out of your room is leaving, and that's not always easy. And somebody new's coming in, so there's some anxiety there, but it's part of the business, and they understand it. I think that they were expecting something to happen, and I think that Danny knew that thought maybe something was going to happen. So it's not easy, saying goodbyes to your teammates. He's going to a playoff team. I think that makes it easier for him. Same as Cody and Mike Santorelli going to a playoff team that has good opportunities makes it a little easier knowing what's ahead of you. But it's never easy leaving your team.
You guys are going through a rebuild. The guys down the hall that you're playing tonight are trying to make the playoffs. What do you expect from the Flyers?
What we have to expect is every night that they're going to play their best. I mean, trying to fight for that last playoff spot should put them at the best of their game. And for us, I think we need to play that way. We need to play like we're fighting for a playoff spot. We're fighting for those opportunities, and that's the character I want to see out of the team. I want to see the team push it, put it on the line, like it is a playoff game, like we're fighting for that playoff spot. We definitely don't want to be complacent.
If Giroux and Horachek broken up now, is that tougher for an opposing coach? Do you prefer having all the good guys on one line, all the top scorers on one line, or how do you handle that?
Well, it just makes you address it a little bit clearer. I mean, we have to decide then which line is more dangerous and who do you want to match up against those lines. A lot of times they are the two leading scorers because they are playing with each other, and sometimes that makes it that they rely on each other to be successful sometimes. I don't think in their case. I think Giroux is going to be good no matter where he plays, what line he's playing on, and Horachek's having a great year. He's a big, powerful guy, but it will make it a challenge. Having Dion back in the lineup tonight will definitely help.
Where do you go in replacing him the minutes that night? Would it like you slide in a Ponick or a Cody?
Yeah, I think that you're going to see other players. A lot of players want those more minutes. I mean, you'll see that there's guys who feel like they can play more, want to play more, want to contribute. I think Ponick's one of those guys that, he went from playing on a higher minutes to lower minutes back up again, and he's very capable. And I think that you'll see him get more minutes for sure. I think that the whole Jokinen line could play more minutes. They play a harder style. They're getting some chemistry. They've got good chemistry in practice, and I think you could see them playing more minutes as well, but it'll be distributed for sure.
How valuable was Winnick to you during this stretch, during this whole season?
I think he's done a great job. I mean, he was the best penalty killer on our team right from the beginning. I mean, his insight, I was able to bounce things and bounce ideas and use them as a sounding board, and what has happened to him in the past with different teams and how they handled different situations. He's been a guy that can move up and down the ladder. He's played on top lines to help them with their forecheck or help them with their puck possession down low, somebody that goes to the front of the net on defensive situations. He moves down the ladder and can play in those checking roles. He's been a guy that throughout the season has become one of the leaders on the team, and you started using him into a leadership role into the meetings that I carry with those players. And so he has been a pretty valuable player and done a really good job.
17 guys on the ice for an optional. I guess you'd maybe expect that when you've had a long break between games.
Yeah, I think that the more you see that situation, and especially when we've had some days off of games, I think you want to see that. You want to see that area. I'm getting into a habit to let them make that decision. If they were playing on an optional between 2 or 3 games, you would probably see less players going back out there and utilize it, making sure they're ready in the room by getting on the bikes or in the gym. But seeing that just hopes to reinforce that they're focused and ready to play tonight.
Will you have Smith?
Pardon?
Will you have Smith available tonight?
No.